Okay, welcome back to the review program now. We're back here. After the game, we all managed to get to watch the game. Some of us watched it here in the studios. One of us had to run home and join a birthday party. Well, suppose the party was worth it in the end. The football was absolutely fantastic. I think one of the best games I've seen for a long, long time in terms of a team coming from the Championship to the Premiership. Leeds and Liverpool played well, and Leeds actually got more possession. Irfan? Irfan.
Yes.
Got your name wrong.
It's
I've
all
known
right.
you 30, 40 years now.
I've been called a lot worse.
You've been called
yes.
a lot worse.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah. So how do you feel now that
Wow, what a game.
Liverpool
It
Leeds
was
gave a game?
literally edge of the seat stuff, that game. From the beginning to the end, the intensity was so high right throughout the game. And to be fair, I didn't think Leeds would play as well as they did at Anfield. They actually surprised me. I'd heard that they were a footballing side. I haven't watched them play many games previously, but actually to do it against a Premiership team and against the Premiership champions was very, very impressive. They are a very good setup and well organised, well drilled, kept very compact. In fact, they reminded me a little bit of Liverpool themselves in terms of breaking forward. There seemed to be a good flow to their game when they attacked, and there were a number of occasions where they actually could have broken through on a number of other occasions. And to be fair, they've had 2 penalties, very unlucky. As a neutral, if I was speaking as a neutral, I think they did deserve something out of the game. We obviously made some mistakes as well.
As a Leeds fan, Salim, how do you feel now?
Well, where do you start, Masood? Where do you start? I mean, as a Leeds fan, I mean, coming from the Championship to play against probably the best side in the world, and probably I think was it 48, 50 possession?
52% to Leeds, 48.
Right.
Yeah, and Anfield. I think
Anfield
nobody's
as
ever
well,
done that.
Anfield as
No,
well, right. I
for
think,
this team.
There are some positive signs for Leeds, very positive signs for Leeds tonight. But the next 2 games are very, very crucial. Obviously, they play Fulham next. They play Sheffield United, Yorkshire Derby. So it's a case of positives from this game and then getting something out of the next 2 games. If they get 4 points out of the next 2 games, I think it's a good start for Leeds. But I was absolutely gutted at the end when the penalty. A point would have been absolutely great at Anfield, absolutely brilliant. But there's some positive signs.
It's not far, not so long ago, 20 years anniversary of the Leeds 4-3 when Viduka scored all 4 goals,
yes,
and this time Salah gets a hat-trick.
Yeah, I think where Leeds actually, Salah may not score a hat-trick, 2 penalties as well. But where I think Leeds actually, I follow Leeds quite closely, analyse the matches. I think where they fell down today, if they did, was obviously Calvin Phillips. You give the ball too much away. Possession. Hernandez was nowhere today. Pablo was nowhere, and obviously the penalty at the end. And as you know, Masood, talking to you on WhatsApp, I'm not a fan of Bamford. I'm not a fan of Bamford, and he missed a sitter in the first half. He should have scored that goal. He should have scored. So obviously,
But he was there to actually receive it. I mean, second half when he actually scored the second goal he scored.
to be fair to him,
The actual goal, he was brilliant. It was similar to the first chance he got,
Yeah,
but this time he put it away.
This time,
First time I think he was hesitant, he
was.
wanted to go around
He
the
was,
keeper
he was.
to make sure. But what a performance from Leeds, but no points.
Well, no points, but like I said, the positives from this game, the next 2 games are crucial. If they get somebody 4 points out of 6 next 2 games, then it's a good start. But obviously, if they mess up, then obviously it's going to be difficult for Leeds now. But I'm still fairly confident. The signs are good. I'm very confident that Leeds will finish probably 14th, 15th now, which is a good season.
I actually thought they would, when it became 3-3,
Yeah.
and the game was 10 or 15 minutes to go, I thought they would become more compact and they wouldn't carry on going forward and sit back a little bit.
And play for the point.
And play for the point.
Yeah.
Again, that is dangerous to do against Liverpool, but I thought, they may actually settle for a point. Credit to them, they carried on going. They carried on going right to the end. And it really depends on how they played well against a good footballing side. It's how they play against the Burnleys, the Wolves, the Sheffield Uniteds, but they are a quality side.
Well, they will be playing week in, week out, one of the best teams in the world, and actually getting more possession than, and that's an achievement, because given the fact that the first penalty was no way a penalty, unfortunately, I'm not going to be biased, but they were very unlucky even with the second, but they actually played really well. You know, the first goal that Harrison scored, the ball from Phillips, I know you said Phillips was struggling today, but that ball was absolutely fantastic.
That's right. That's right.
And the football actually Leeds played, and I've been saying to a few people that, they play, exquisite football. That was on show today, and that was, the same players more or less,
Yeah, the penalty was dubious, the first one, but then I thought, personally, Mane's goal should have been allowed. And Van Dijk scored one as well, but on another day that might have been allowed as well. So
well, you got the rub of the green today, so you got 2 penalties. I'm not going to agree with any of that. Your team, champions of Europe, champions of everything, the world's best team, struggled against champions of Championship.
Yeah, but that's the heavy metal, free-flowing football we like playing, and I think our manager Klopp at the end, he said, "Wow, what a game!" And it was a good game. It was a good game to watch. Technically, technical skills of Leeds players were very good. And, on occasions, Liverpool players struggled to take the ball off them, and they were at the Liverpool players throughout the game. I actually thought they would tire in the second half,
but
they carried on going. So.
I think one of the things is that it was a brilliant game to watch. There was hardly any free kicks, just probably one booking, I think, throughout the game, and that showed if you play good football, you don't need to be dirty.
That's right. Yeah, I think Leeds are, keeping the ball, possession. They're not going to have any problems. Right? They'll probably get 56-60% of possession every single game. One thing is the final killer touch, goal scoring. I think that's going to be their problem, right? If Bamford doesn't fire, the other guy, Rodrigo, I think that's where they need to be on the ball, scoring goals.
Yeah, I think the main part has always been the final third. Final third, and I think Bamford did score today, played well, and up until he was taken off. Yeah. But I think Rodriguez looked lost a bit, and the other chap, Koch, again, he. First time the two of the centre backs played together, so they were a bit all over the place. But I think they will improve it. Given out overall, I think the rest of the boys performed really well.
I think they missed Cooper. Cooper's presence there in the back four.
Calamity Cooper, I call
it. Well,
he's
Calamity Cooper. I think they sort of missed him to a certain extent. I think he's going to come back probably next game. And I think the forecast is for Leeds next 2-3 weeks. I think they are going to go for 2-3 more players. The Argentinian, Rodrigo De Polo, and the Croatian, young lad from Croatia, maybe Ryan Kent from Rangers, they're after him as well. So I think there will be some more bodies in the team.
After Liverpool's game tonight, do you think they still need to strengthen? I mean, everybody does after winning the Premiership, and Liverpool haven't.
I think it's early days. I think they've got a strong enough team there to actually be up there, but sometimes you need fresh face to come in, just to keep everybody on their toes. I'd love for Thiago to come in. I think he's a quality player, and I think the rest of it. Curtis Jones came on today. He looked very, very good as a player, and I think he'll improve with some game time. But yeah, I don't think we should be just buying players for the sake of buying. They obviously need to have the right personality and the fit into the team. The dynamics are very, very important.
Well, on that note, thank you very much. I think our predictions went straight away out of the window. And thank you for joining me tonight. And we'll see you next time.